we are.
First day hunting ever, right?
Yeah, no, definitely. Yep, first day, and there's no one else here, so it's just us right now. Exciting. Super cold out. Yeah, well, it's in the 20s. It's supposed to get warmer, so hopefully that'll make things a little bit more palatable. But yeah, looking for some deer. Maybe an elk will find its way in front of me. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, where are we?
So,
I mean, no, you know.
yeah,
I mean, it's like in terms of.
Basically the coordinates.
This is where we scouted.
Yeah, so we're back where we scouted that last video, or like I say, this is where we scouted the site we were looking at last time. And we didn't see a lot of sign, but maybe we're hoping that with the snow that we'll see some more sign of some deer or some other critters, so elk. So that's the plan right now. We'll see what happens. We're going to go back to the same spot that we were at earlier, the little hilltop. Look around, see if we can spot anything as daylight breaks, and then see what happens after that. And if things just aren't going according, we'll move it at some point. So, yeah.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. All right, I'm excited.
So are you thinking we're planning on going up that knob and
Yep.
then just kind of sit and glass? Is that what?
Yeah, that's my plan, is just kind of sit up there and a glass. It definitely is going to be different from when we scouted, just because of the temperature difference and the snow, and there won't be cows this time. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Again, first time. If it's not the right call, it's not the right call, and I learned from it. So yeah.
Sounds good. Let's do it.
All right. Oh, well, we just got to the top here. Been a lot of breath. Need to do back my marker size. Yeah, only get snot everywhere. It's gross. But we got here. And now it's to glass for deer, maybe an elk, and hope for the best. Let's see what happens.
So, another tip when I'm in a situation like this, a lot of times, I told you before how you like pick out the spots where you think there might be animals first and kind of quickly look at them. But then when you're sitting here longer, I go through and I just kind of systematically go through the landscape. So like start left to right and just grid, up and down. Or, you don't have to be, doesn't have to be left to right, but just kind of grid up and down until you see what you're looking for. Bo Beatty defined it as redneck glassing. He is what his because he does that. He does the same thing where he'll look really quickly in the hot spots and the good spots, but then after that, then you take your time and you start gridding the landscape.
We know there's some trails that look like they're kind of worn down, but there's snow on them, but there's no tracks. There's no sign on them, which means that nobody's used this in the last handful of days since it snowed, which is not good. Yeah, and then we just haven't been seeing anything at all. Looking even at the good spots. So I'm thinking that with what we saw last time when we were scouting, and the lack of evidence of anything here recently, that we're probably not going to run into a deer here or an elk. This is probably a dead end for now. Maybe some other time in the season, later in the season or something. But for now, it's not looking good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think some of the things that I would note is that we're fairly close to a major population center. And so while there is decent habitat here, there's definitely some habitat that I would think could attract deer and elk. But we're so close to town. There's a ton of boot tracks down there.
So people are coming through here.
I think the animals probably are pretty aware that this is that people hunt here. And yeah, we haven't seen much sign. We haven't seen hardly any poop, any tracks. So I would probably mark this off the map. I wouldn't worry about coming here too much. I mean, it'd be interesting to come back later when there's more snow up high, and see if that did push something down in here. But just the lack of even old poop, makes me think that it's probably just not a hot spot for animals. I'm sure they're here, but they're just probably low density, and there's a lot of human pressure. So
really taking a gamble trying to find something here. And well, maybe one day I'll come back here and get some, be my white whale.
All right. Well, so with that in mind, I'm gonna give some recommendations of what I would do.
Right.
So I think we get back on the road and drive, and we just go try to cover ground, and we'll get out and find other pieces of huntable public land.
Yep.
But because we have the benefit of it snowed 5 days ago, we'll go look for tracks, and we know if we find any fresh deer tracks in any of these areas, then we know that there's been a deer there in the last 5 days. So I think we can use that to our advantage, and just rather than spending time hiking into an area, we won't even go very far in until we start to see a lot of deer sign. You can almost do that from the road, or even just we'll get out and do really short hikes and just look around, look for deer trails, look for tracks. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm leaning towards. And also, one other recommendation that I think could help is we're currently in a unit that's limited to mule deer bucks only for mule deer. You can shoot either sex whitetail, but we're not. We're more in mule deer habitat up here. So I would recommend going to a unit where
everything's available.
It's any deer. Yeah, so we could shoot either sex mule deer, either sex whitetail. If we see a deer, we'll be able to shoot it. And so that's what I'm thinking, and we'll just kind of, if you're cool with it, go cover ground until we find some better zones.
I'm excited to move.
All right. Alright, we've been driving around for a little bit, and we were in a spot, and honestly, it didn't look too promising. It's pretty wide open country, but David just spotted a deer.
We did.
On public land, our first deer on public land.
All right, I just saw the one, so we'll see.
That's all we need. You only got one tag, right?
That's true.
So, that's good.
Maybe there's an elk next to it.
We're going to see if we can figure out where we can park without getting stuck here.
Yeah.
And then we're going to make a play on this thing. Sweet.
All right.
a little whitetail buck, and he just snuck out of here and got behind a hill before David could get his shot.
Yeah.
Now he jumped the fence and he's on private land. So
Yeah. Went behind this hill. And when he came back up where we could see him, he was in front of the road.
yeah, and
So
you can't shoot towards the
take
road.
that shot.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Dang.
Well done for him, I guess.
But there might be more. There's still this old drainage. Like, easily could be another deer bedded in there.
We're gonna go sneak down here and see what's in this little area right here. See if there's more. So, there's this place where these two hills meet. One comes down here, one comes down like this, a little bit. And right in the right where they met, from here, I swear I saw a deer head looking at us with antlers and ears. And I got down to look at a better, steadier look, because I was shaking, because I was trying to do it like this. And I came back up and it was gone. So I'm guessing it's probably something. So I'm gonna go out that way and check it out. See if you can see what it was.
Sounds good.
On that third hill. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Dang. Oh, it's definitely seasons.
It's like bedded in there.
Back up, probably.
Should we go up that way? Go this way. They must have been bedding there. Maybe he didn't see those guys. So it's about 3 o'clock, and that guy's still over there. Actually, he spooked 2 deers out. They ran out that way. I don't know. I'm guessing they're about 500 yards, something like that. But they just rebedded back down. So there's a plan B. But our plan A is this whitetail. He's got a pretty big set of antlers. And right now we're just waiting for him to cut across this little valley area to hopefully go to the other side of the road over here and get his munchies on, because there's like alfalfa or something over there. We saw another deer do that, so we're hoping he's gonna do that. Right now, just a waiting game. We have him in sight, so if he moves, we're gonna know that he's making a move. Wish us luck. Sit down, he's eating. sorry. Right there. Yeah. I think so. I can't tell. Maybe there's another deer.
You're gonna shoot the first one. Oh, jack another shell in. Oh, she's down. She's down. You got her.
So I think the last time we talked, last time we were over on a ridge over there looking at this buck who had been bedding, and we watched him. It's just getting darker and darker, and we're like, is this guy gonna get up? So we're like, all right, 10 minutes, and we're gonna move forward and try to hit him. And then like a minute later, he pops up. He looks around, he stares at us for a while, and then he basically just gets off the hill, out of his bed, and out of sight, and then we rush over to where he was, the knob he was on, thinking we could just come around on the other side, he'd be there. But no such luck. We couldn't see him. And I was gonna go searching for him, but then we saw two does approaching us from right in front of us, and we just waited on the knob, and they just came right into range, and we got the first one. So
I think it's probably 150 yards.
yeah, she's right there. Ooh,
Cool.
all right.
Got some work to do now.
Yep, gotta work out the next part to do.
Okay, make sure your gun is on safe.
Yep.
Probably take that. I think she's dead, so you'd probably take the round out of the chamber too.
Okay. Oh, the round's out of the chamber.
Okay.
Whew. Whew. Hope you had a happy life. Whew, that's tough.
Gonna provide many meals.
Yep.
Alright. Very cool. Well, what do you think, man?
All right. Well, the next part.
Better get some photos.
Yeah. All right. General deer. I'm gonna cut this deer part off since I also have an elk tag.
Yeah. You got some scissors, nice.
Yeah, I brought these. Okay. All right, so 28th. Let's see here. 28th. I checked my phone.
28th.
October 28th.